Muslim mobs torch Pakistani churches after accusations of Quran desecration. On August 16th, 2023, a Christian community in eastern Pakistan was violently attacked by a Muslim mob following allegations of Quran desecration. The mob's onslaught in the city of Faisalabad led to the vandalization and arson of churches, homes, and even a cemetery. Local Christian leader Akmal Bhatti detailed the destruction, stating that the vigilante mob burned at least 5 churches and even looted and stole valuables from homes abandoned by the terrified Christian residents who had to flee. The situation has been further inflamed by local Muslim leaders who used mosque loudspeakers to rally their followers. One cleric was caught on video saying Christians have desecrated the Holy Qur'an. All the clerics, all the Muslims should unite and gather in front of the mosque. Better to die if you don't care about Islam. The incident underscores the tensions and volatility surrounding religious minority rights and the subject of blasphemy in the ultra conservative Muslim majority nation. So, Armin, I'm sure you heard about this story. Well, maybe I shouldn't assume because it's a huge story, at least in our circles. And unfortunately, I don't think it is as huge in other circles um, because Apostate Prophet put out a really good video about this, like I think within the last 24 hours. And he's basically saying when there's a guy, a refugee in Sweden, who decides to take his own property and burn and rip and put bacon on his own property, which is the book of the Holy Quran, it becomes national attention, international attention. It gets brought to the United Nations, condemned by the UN Human Rights Council. And we're going to talk about some of the fallout that's still happening from that later in the show, right? There are mass protests. This gets a few articles. And the behavior that's exhibited in this is explicitly dangerous, explicitly threatens people's lives, destroyed their homes, caused an exodus from this community of a minority that makes up less than 2% of the country's population. It's so hypocritical. Millions of people care more about a few pieces of paper
Right.
than this behavior, which Armin, for those who are just listening, he's showing videos of what happened in the background. I watched a lot of videos of this mob attack. And I don't know how else to describe it besides just utterly shameful and fucking embarrassing.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I want to hear what you've heard about this, what you saw before we talked about in your opinion. But whew, okay, I need to, yeah. You go ahead.
What started it? Do you know what ignited all of this?
So, based on what I have seen from social media, there were allegations that there were some Christian brothers who desecrated the Quran by and okay, again, this is based on what I've seen on social media, so let's all be a little bit skeptical. But they posted a picture online of them writing on the Quran like Muhammad is a dog or something on the Quran, and then also posting next to it in the same picture their fully written names and their address. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm a little bit skeptical if someone in Pakistan, if a Christian in Pakistan, where Christians are treated like subhuman, would
Not obvious.
really I know, exactly. I'm articulating the reality, okay? Like,
The views of
would
other people, not the reality. Yeah.
exactly. Would would someone in that societal context really go post a photo of extreme desecration by their standards, okay, not by my standards, but and then include their full name and address in
Yeah.
the evidence. It's absurd. Like, I'm immediately like, this seems like someone was framed,
Right.
and the authorities have arrested, like, over 120 people in regards to these mob violence, but they also arrested the accused Christian man and his brothers. And these people, who I don't know, but I'm going to assume were falsely accused, because who in their right mind would do this in a country where you can get lynched in the street, and on the books it's punishable by death? We've seen instances in the area in Bangladesh of people framing minority communities to then incite mob violence against them before. So to me, the most reasonable explanation of what happened is that the Christian community was framed. And
That makes no
but don't
sense.
worry, guys. The authorities are mostly concerned about capturing the people that allegedly did the Quran desecration. Instead of, yeah, I mean, they did arrest over 120 people. I don't know what's going to happen with the cases of those people that were arrested, because there were hundreds of people involved with this, way more than 120. I don't know. It just is, it's so, I mean, I don't even know what to say. The videos are so shocking. All this, I it makes me think about after the Charlie Hebdo attacks. Charlie Hebdo did not post a photo, any depictions of the Prophet Muhammad for years, until the trial of the attackers started. And when the trial started, they posted a depiction of the Prophet again. And it was a depiction of Muhammad crying, and the caption on either side of it said, "All this for this." And it just makes me think of that. All this pain, all this terror for this. This meaning a piece of paper. This meaning a cartoon. Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah, and Shika's bringing up a good point. Christians are considered as people of the books. Now imagine how bad conditions would be for Hindu in Pakistan, who are polytheistic and pagans, both are which are the biggest sins in Islam. It's horrible.
And infidel and ex-Muslims or atheists too. These, yeah.
Brutalizing.
This is such Pakistan is has a cultural problem. Like is like religious. This is not. This is so such a major part of the core right now that there's no law or government like this requires decades of education and de-radicalization. In some other Islamic countries there's a lot more hope because the problem is from top down. But Pakistan, some countries, the problem is so ingrained within the people's views that there's no way for you to fix a few policies because it's now within the culture, within the way people behave, and there's no way for you to change that with a couple of policies or a couple of I don't know. Like I want to try to be more hopeful with Pakistan. It's just so difficult to see how this could be fixed. It just seems like it seems like it's going to get worse, a lot worse before it gets any better in the foreseeable future. I don't know. Am I wrong? Somebody should tell me that I'm wrong because I don't like I don't want to be doom and gloom. If you guys have
Yeah.
any comments to tell me that there's hope for some hope for Pakistan. Yeah, atheist statement is saying what the f is with people's priorities. This is what happens when you turn religion in such a major part of your identity.
Armin, that's what I was thinking when I was watching all this stuff and researching for the show. I was like, partition was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
of course.
my god, was partition a mistake?
Yes, 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 yes.
Because this is just, it's so like I at the same time I was watching this and I was like, I'm so tired of holding my tongue and trying to be sensitive. Let's be
Hmm.
honest. This is shameful and fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's just yeah, and this is not like, guys, this is not just like any Islamic country. Like Pakistan, even by Islamic country standards, is very bad. Li- Um, I mean, I'm not trying to defend Islam. Islam is horrible, but most Muslim countries are not like this. Pakistan is uniquely terrible when it comes to this level of radicalism. I can't think of a more like in other country, like I can't think of a more radicalized country than Pakistan. Can you think of any other that is has it worse than Pakistan?
Well, there's Afghanistan.
Well, I mean, no, we didn't. That's the
It's a little bit
Taliban. Like
different though. It's still not the same.
yeah, it's that Afghanistan is still from the top down mostly the problems. It's not from the bottom. Like it's not the people enforcing Sharia. Okay, it's the Taliban enforcing Sharia. Um, like in Iran, we have a major problem with Islam, but that's also top down. If it's top down, it means that if a government changes, there's hope. In Afghanistan, if the Taliban is not in charge, there's hope for progress, right? In Iran, if the government is not in charge, there's a lot of hope for progress. In Pakistan, the problem is so ingrained within the society itself that you can't fix things with changing the government. In Afghanistan, a lot of things will be resolved if we had a secular government, an actual secular government. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Oh, we got a super chat by Gage American saying, "Do you think economic factors played a role?" Oh, of
Certainly.
course.
100%.
Definitely. It's not one these are so people who say, "Oh, this is just because of Islam," they're simplifying it, and people who say this has nothing to do with Islam and it's because of poverty, they're simplifying it. These are multifactorial things. These are very complicated. Islam has definitely a role to play. No, don't let anybody tell you that this is not because of Islam. It definitely is because of Islam, but it's also because of a whole bunch of other things, um, especially like economic factors. A mix of poverty and religion is really toxic. Poverty and religion together, especially Islam and
It's a
poverty,
death spiral. It's a
it's a
death
toxic
spiral.
mix. Yes, it's a very toxic mix. Yeah. In countries where you have Islam, but you also have economic boom, you see that people are identify as Muslims, but it's possible for you to for your Muslim identity to become a smaller part of your identity. Like you have other identities as well that is competing with your Muslim identity because you have because you have a lot to live for. You have other things to live for. You have other things to look forward to other than the afterlife or your Muslim identity or your Muslim community. Oh, we got a new member.
Oh, yay! Shushrit, thank you for joining Satan's Minions and supporting Atheist Republic. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. Guys, please consider becoming a member and also
Yeah.
drop those special emojis in the live chat. Can I get some people to drop me licking the Quran in the live chat right
I
now?
can't show it stream because it doesn't show it when you
Yeah,
highlight.
exactly. But I need some Susie Quran licks in spirit for this segment.
Right.
Gasian
Yeah.
American is saying, "Thank you for the super chat, Gasian. Do you think this is from the partition? They need to show they are extra Muslim. It's not exclusive. I think it's more like because of partition, the identity that Pakistan has as a country is Islam. That's what separates them from their past, so to speak. And it's also left with basically like what's the word I'm looking for? I can't. like a lost identity, like an identity disorder. I how do I put this? Like trying to always deny their actual cultural and civilizational history as Hindu, as polytheistic. Like, it's actually like a meme online that Pakistanis are constantly saying that they're like anything except like Desi. Like, I mean, I'm not speaking for all Pakistanis, of course, let me be clear. But it's a meme that I've seen in like Muslim and even ex-Muslim circles of like they'll say that, "Oh, I'm Arab, I'm Persian. Oh, we have this like Turkish civilizational history." Blah blah blah, and everyone's like, "No, that's actually not your true." Yeah, identity crisis. Thank you.
Mm.
Do you am I Armin, am I talking out of turn when I say that?
No, 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 no. Exact. That's your own point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, other
Yeah.
people know exactly what I'm talking about. I see the
Yeah.
flash. Um,
Oh, by the way, a lot of people use the Quran like emoji, but look, when we highlight it, this is what it shows on StreamYard, unfortunately.
okay, but
But
I'm glad that people are dropping it in the live chat.
yes, check it out, guys. Check out the like you look it on YouTube. It looks a lot better on YouTube. Yeah. Um. Okay. Wait, we have more
Um,
super.
oh, yeah,
Wow.
thank you for the super chat, guys. $5 super chat from Kelvon with no comment. Thank you for supporting our work. And Bender gave us a 10-pound super chat saying,
Wow.
"If you know why Muhammad expelled," I don't know how to pronounce this, Banu Kanupka. Do you know how to
I
pronounce this,
think you
Armin?
um Banu Konaina. That's not the tribe. I think you're talking about the Jewish tribe. Oh
I know,
no, the
that's what I
first
was
tribe.
thinking.
There were three Jewish tribes. This is the first. This is the Jewish tribe that they expelled. There was another Jewish tribe that they massacred, but this was the one that they expelled. Yes.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Then nothing seems shocking in Pakistan. Um. Yeah. I mean, this is. I, I mean, it is still shocking because most religious people don't actually follow their scripture. Okay, so I think it's still shocking. Um, like for example, most Christians don't think women shouldn't teach. It's in the Bible, but it's still shocking if a Christian says like, "Yeah, I think women shouldn't teach," because most Christians don't follow the Bible. Most Muslims have never even read the Quran. I mean, what you're mentioning, the story that you're mentioning, it's not even in the Quran. So this is Sunnah. This is not the Quran, and most Muslims don't even understand the Quran, let alone the Sunnah. So it is still shocking. I think it's still shocking. I find it still shocking, even though I know it's in Islam. Um. Okay, and we got another super chat.
Thank you for the super chat, Numan, saying, "Hi all, how you all enjoy your weekend?" Thank you, Numan, you too.
Oh, thank you for somebody who telling me the um. This is easier to read. The tribe is Bani Ghaniqeh or
Ah, okay.
Banu Ghaniqa. So like we have a Persian version and an Arabic version. Banu Ghaniqa. Okay, thank you.
I
Thank you for
can't
guys.
make that noise. Ugh, ugh.
Uh, Thank you, Nima, for the super chat. So you wanted to highlight this one? I saw you start this one.
Oh, yeah, I just thought this was a really good comment, and it's important to highlight people like this. So Yusuf is saying, "I'm a Muslim, but I'm not offended and enraged by Quran desecration, even though I don't agree with it." Thank you for speaking up about this, Yusuf. I think it's really important. Not only you're allowed to be offended, that's fine. That's not a problem, but I think it's really important for our audience to see that there are people that are believers that actively not only are they not offended, they really dislike and disagree with this behavior. So,
Right.
thank you for speaking up. That's important.
Yeah, and also, yeah, just to be clear, like, so Yusuf is not offended, but it's also okay, I think, tolerable for somebody to be offended. I mean, like, okay, I'm offended, so I'm not gonna watch it. That's also acceptable. It's acceptable to say like I'm not offended. It's acceptable to say I'm offended, therefore I won't watch. But it's not acceptable to say I'm offended, therefore you do as I say. That's the part. That's the red line. So even the offended part is okay. There's many things that offends us, but the responsibility of not saying it is on us, not on the person who's not hurting anybody and creating some content. But again,
Yeah, don't
Yusuf,
go
thank.
terrorize a community.
Right, right, right. And by the way, thank you, Yusuf, for watching us. So guys, look, we have Muslim audience. See, people, there are many Muslims who are capable of listening to people who they just like with differing opinions. Right? This is what we want. We don't want everybody to necessarily think like we do. We just want people to be able to tolerate each other. That's what we are aiming for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Danisha is saying, we need more Muslims in favor of pluralism. I support people like Yusuf. Yeah, me too. I
Hell
do too.
yeah, that's what this community is about. Okay, and we got another super chat from Kelvin saying for liberty and secularism.
Guys, you guys are being so generous today. We're getting members, we're getting super chats, and guys, we need that because our expenses, we're in the red right now. So we need your help. So thank you so much for all the super chats and memberships. There, we need to increase our membership so that we could keep doing what we're doing. So thank you. I disagree with this comment. I know we have to move on, so I'm just going to say really fast. Caffeine lover saying army poverty have no has nothing to do with this, in my opinion. If you are too radical, you are too radical, poor or rich, and this can make you do this. Well, caffeine lover, studies disagree with you. Poverty uh, creates poverty. Religion and many other factors actually do increase radicalism. There is a correlation and a causation between poverty and radicalism. This has been shown scientifically. So,
Material insecurity breeds fundamentalism
right, right, right.
because people psychologically go towards fundamentalism to help them provide mental security where their material security is lacking.
Mm. Oh, we have a very hot take. I just have to highlight this. Sorry. It says, Abi Janu is saying, I hate bad things, to be honest. That's my take. That's a very, very good take. That's very deep. Thank you for that. Oh, we got another super chat by Newman saying, I am not helping you guys. Joking. Well, you, okay. Thank you for.
You
All
most
right, guys.
certainly are Nuan in more ways than one. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Not only are you a mod, you send us super chats, but you also help me with the news show. So